being here. Fasten your seatbelts, put your chairs and tables up in an upright position, locked position, and should there be a loss of cabin pressure, take the first mask you can get and fend for yourself. Here we go. My name is Denny DeMers.
I know it.
And I have the high honor of serving as your MC. It was, I'm afraid, a difficult choice, and the planning committee looked high and low for the likes of George Jessel, Bob Hope, Johnny Carson, Billy Crystal, or the good-looking ones like Mark Berkson and Tom Kaiser. Alas, I drew them small, short, and strong. And you're stuck with me. Let me share with you a few disclaimers before we get into the program. During the evening, should historical perspectives be mixed up, out of sequence, or just flat-out embellishments, it was my dyslexia. During the evening, should historical perspectives be mixed up? Should they be out and racy and getting and happening too quickly? It's because of my attention deficit. Should I not hear your mumbling and comments before the program about this is going on too long? It's the same old. I'm not hearing you. It's my hearing loss. That should any comments become out of color or a little bit racy, it's because of my Tourette syndrome. How did the Sisters of the Mount St. Benedict ever put up with me for 12 years? As we begin, I can't help but notice how nice the school and the facilities look throughout. How about a nice hand for Punky Beauchamp and his crew and all of those people that decorated? And we need to recognize all of the planners, the workers, the contributors, the volunteers, and all of the people who are picking up around us. Please thank those folks for what they have done. And simply, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be celebrating today if it weren't for the dedicated staff and faculty of Sacred Heart, past and present. We would ask that all of the staff, past and present, please stand and please applaud them. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And we would be amiss if we did not recognize those who provide for the safety and security for all of us in this nation, in this state, and in this community. Therefore, with all of the men and women of the armed forces, past and present, and all of the men and women of the police forces and the firefighters, and anybody in uniform, please stand up, and we deserve to recognize you.
First of all, thank you for having me here. It seems, out here I was just picturing the day that we had the dedicate or the digging, groundbreaking ceremony for this place. And of all assets in the community, that after the flood would develop, Sacred Heart is truly one of the biggest assets we have in our community for our town of East Grand Forks. they asked me to have a proclamation here, and they're usually pretty boring. So we'll go along with it. Whereas Sacred Heart Schools have been a significant contributor to the City of East Grand Forks' social and economic fabric since 1912. And whereas Sacred Heart Schools have provided a high-quality liberal arts education to their students, and whereas the religious and lay educators at Sacred Heart School have dedicated themselves to the students and to the community, and whereas the graduates of Sacred Heart School have become leaders in their community, the state of Minnesota, and the nation, and whereas Sacred Heart School will celebrate 100 years of education and service in East Grand Forks, Minnesota, and whereas the City of East Grand Forks wishes to recognize the contributions of Sacred Heart Schools in celebration of their centennial year, now therefore I themselves do hereby proclaim August 2nd through 5th, 2012 as Sacred Heart School Centennial Days, and I should call this observance to the attention of all our citizens. I would like to say one other thing. The job of the mayor is to appoint the police chiefs and the assistants. And I think that during this time, Sacred Heart, I'd like to appoint a chief because I think nobody from Sacred Heart should be able to be picked up. They should be able to celebrate. And so, Joe Bushy, Mike Dempsey, and Nipple, would you all stand up? You are now appointed chief officers of the City of East Grand Forks. Nobody from Sacred Heart can be taken to jail, fined, or anything else. Now, you can find other Catholics, but not anybody from Sacred Heart.
As long as we got Father Larry up here, we also have another presentation from the state of Minnesota. It will be presented by the first ward alderman from the City of East Grand Forks. Please welcome Mark Demers.
Thank you. I have the extreme pleasure and distinction of standing in for the governor tonight to give us a proclamation from the state of Minnesota. Whereas, founded a century ago in 1912, Sacred Heart School in East Grand Forks, Minnesota offers daycare through 12th grade education, and whereas Sacred Heart strives to nurture and embolden students in their mental, physical, and spiritual growth, and whereas Sacred Heart School has a graduation rate of 100% and 90% of its students go on to attend college or take college-level classes, and whereas students of Sacred Heart School actively give back to their communities with service projects benefiting nursing homes, homeless missions, nonprofits, and charities at home and abroad, and whereas Sacred Heart School teaches students the fundamentals of discipline and self-awareness so they may understand how their individual actions stimulate positive change in the world. And as a result, graduates of Sacred Heart have provided leadership in local, state, and national endeavors. And whereas Sacred Heart School's dedication to education and service benefits not only the lives of its students, but also the entire community. And whereas Sacred Heart School will celebrate 100 years of education and service in East Grand Forks from August 2nd through the 5th, 2012. Now, therefore, I, Mark Dayton, Governor of Minnesota, do hereby proclaim August 2nd through 5th, 2012 as Sacred Heart School Centennial Days in the state of Minnesota. Signed by the Honorable Mark Dayton.